Welcome back to the Part2 Micro Solution YouTube channel. In this video, we will see how to set up global configuration and how to read the configuration back if you have already set up the global configuration. To see this, let's start with our IO Flasher GUI. So here we have our IO Flasher GUI. You can see in the latest version of the IO Flasher GUI, you can see global configuration. As I mentioned, this global configuration will be visible or will be enabled only if you have connected IO Flasher Pro Plus version to your PC. So let's go into the IO Flasher global config. Here you have two options. First, setup of global configuration. Here we have different options. Here you can put your company name. Then you have global limit of programming option. The first option says reset global counter while programming global configuration. So if you have already programmed your global configuration before and you have set up some counter which is for limiting the programming, and you want to reset that counter while reprogramming the global configuration, then you can check this box to reset the counter. If you don't reset or you don't check this checkbox, then whatever global configuration you have did before and whatever number of IC you have programmed will remain there. I mean, you can change the global configuration without impacting the current programmed counter, right? So if you have programmed, let's say 100 chip, you will be able to see the current counter as 100 because you are not resetting that counter. And with this, you will be able to modify the limit counter value to the new value, which could be higher or lesser than the previous value. Then if you want to limit the programming, you can check on limit programming and then you can give the number whatever you want to give. Let's say, for example, I am giving 6 here so that I can program 6 devices maximum. Then I have a global configuration protection option. You can enable this to protect this configuration against the unwanted erase or modification. So if you want that no one should be able to modify your configuration and no one should be able to delete or erase your configuration, you can enable this security. Then in this you have two options. One is protect only global configuration and another protect all stored program. So if you check this box, if you keep this protect only global setting, and whenever you want to modify or erase the global configuration, only global configuration will be erased. But if you select protect all stored program and you want to erase the global configuration, then complete programmer will be erased. So whatever the programs you have stored in the IO Flasher will be erased if you have selected this. But here is a good news. Even though you selected all stored program, you can modify it later if you want. So let's say you start with this and then you give in some password. I have given 1, 2, 3, 4 as a password. Then I need to re-enter the password 1, 2, 3, 4. I will suggest to keep a strong password and remember that password. If you forget that password, then there is no possibility to recover this password other than the factory reset. And for the factory reset, you need to ship the programmer back to the IO2 Micro Solutions. You can't do it yourself in your company, and this is not possible. Erase the content or global configuration even remotely. You have to send it back, and then only IO through microsolutions can erase the complete device and do the factory reset. Then after doing all this setting, you can just hit on program button, and then it will give you some warning that you have selected this option and this will erase all these to program. If you say yes, let's say yes over here, and now my global configuration is programmed. You will have this successful message, and that's it. And now you have programmed your programmer with the global configuration. If you want to see this configuration back, what you have programmed, you can go back to the global configuration. You can read global configuration from here, and now you can see whatever settings you have done before. You can optionally see this. If you don't have GUI, you can see it on your programmer itself. So for that, you can simply go to the programmer. You need to long press the start button, and then you can see your global configurations, whatever you have done. So you can see IO2, this is company name, it is enabled, date you can see. Then you can see global settings here. You can just put the next button to see what counter you have set, and the current counter is 0. And then you can see other project setting, whatever you have in your programmer before, right? These 2 pages shows the global configuration, right? You can press escape button to go back to the home screen, and this is how you can see the global configurations on your programmer screen also. Whenever you power up your device, you can also see this information in the beginning of the boot up of the device. So if I just switch off this device and power up again, you can see after company logo and information about programmer, you have global configuration first screen, second screen, and then you have your home screen coming here, right? So you can see in 3 ways for your global configuration, and the counter what you have set, and also the current counter you can see there, right? So that's how you can program the global configuration, and you can also read the global configuration. In next video, we will see how we will erase the global configuration or modify the configuration. But before that, let's see what is the effect of settings, what we have done in this set global configuration. So if you see, these are different options. So if you enable security, what we have enabled with the password, and you have not enabled the security, there are 2 different possibilities. Then if you select the reset global counter, and you protection type, you keep it as protect only global settings, then whenever you are modifying it, you will need the password, it has to match, and this will modify only global configuration, and this will reset the global counter to 0. So if you have programmed some chip earlier, and let's say you have programmed 100 chip, and you do this programming again, your 100 counter will become 0. Similarly, if you don't reset, then the programming counter will remain unchanged. Then if you select the global counter and you select all stored program, you can see global configuration can be modified and reset counter will be reset. And similarly, you can see other options, which is more or less same. Only if you don't enable security, your password is not required, and it still will behave in a similar way, right? Reset global counter or keep it unchanged based on your different setting, right? And if you don't enable the protection, right, the security, enable security, the protection type will default remain protect only global setting. You cannot select protect all stored program. It will remain as protect only global setting. So keep in mind that the complete programs from erase and all, you erase it, by a single click, you have to select the enable security. So just have a look of this table to give you clear understanding of different configurations. So that's it. Stay tuned for the next video for more details about the global configurations, like how to erase it, how to modify it, and some other more detail about the counters.